Okay, so now I'm just going to review the survey that you submitted
Yes.
because it's very helpful to do that. It's a really good place to start. Um, and let's see here. Okay, got it. Also, I just want to ask you, what was your thoughts? What are your thoughts on the webinar?
I loved it very much. I mean, it's most the points that you talked about. Well, I'm having trouble with the communication. Like,
Yeah,
yes, that's very and time consuming for my two principals, and
yeah.
I have a kindergarten and a preschool and elementary school. So, I mean, the information was like you said, sometimes you some information is only helpful for the primary to the elementary students, and so the moms in kindergarten, um, it's not important to them. So maybe that's what's happened. That once you take out all the information, they don't read it because I mean, it's so much information that it's time consuming for them. So,
And and it sounds like you recognize that if your parents are less informed,
yes,
that creates problems for you and your staff, right?
yes. And sometimes, well, my parents here both are working. Mom and dad work. So, what we
Mm,
did this school year is we tried not to have so many meetings. So because the parents always complain, like I have to get off of work, I have to ask for permission, and
mm-hmm,
we try to do that like zero or on just before you drop off your kids or
mm-hmm.
after you pick them up. I mean, but you know what happened is that's what happened. We didn't have so much communication with the parents, and we we lost a lot of them. I mean, my I have like 30 students less this school year than last year. So
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that was a big
That's a
eye
big
opener.
hit.
Yes, because they said, well, and some of the things the parents said was, well, that we don't communicate to them as much. Like they didn't know what was going on, or they didn't feel like they belonged to the school.
Mm. Yeah, this is that's. I mean, I'm sorry, like that must be really really hard to handle as a principal, as a business owner, uh, and I mean that obviously it hurts, right? Because I'm sure it's like it's very frustrating. I think when it's just about communication, just like it's not like
Yeah.
you're not great teachers and you don't love what you do and you don't care about the kids. It's that the the decision maker in the family just just is just it's the connection just couldn't wasn't made.
That's correct. Yes, the connection.
And and it's not about connecting, meaning like the actual like physical connection, so to speak. Like their eyes, the words didn't get in front of their eyes, right?
Yes,
and and that happens for so many reasons. And if we can, and I think anything you can do to improve the the percentage of information that's getting absorbed by the parents, it has a direct result on your retention.
yes,
And so that you can, and if that can be improved, then you can focus, if you didn't have to spend, now you have to fill up those spots that are gone, and
hmm
that's much harder than keeping them,
that's
right?
correct. Yes.
And that's the thing. It's like schools, because um, like this is the thing that actually gets me so excited about what we do because um, I think the solutions are actually really easy. The problem is that people that run schools, uh, people that run Montessori schools and other schools too, they just the training isn't there for this, unfortunately.
Mhm.
You know, nobody gets trained. Like I actually I was on a call today with the Center for Guided Montessori CGMS, Center for Guided Montessori Studies, and they do teacher training. And they actually asked me to create a course
Mm-hmm.
on this stuff. And I'm also doing that with the Montessori Foundation as well, like trying to create actual course material for the school leaders, that actually teach people, about these types of tools and the results that they can have. So anyway, that's enough about me, but I think that it's great that we were able to connect, because it sounds like this can really, really help. So I'm just going through the survey here, and I see that it says, are you planning to do a website update or overhaul? You've got a yes on that. Do you want to update your website? Oh, why do you want to update your website? It's funny, I'm misreading my own questions. So you want it to be mobile friendly, and that is so important. On a scale between 1 to 5. Okay, so you've marked 5 out of 5 on all of these things. So that makes the conversation pretty easy. At the same time, I like it when people actually have different numbers, because then I can try to dig into why one is more important than the other, right? But you're clear that you really need all these things, so that just makes things pretty simple here. And then you've got you are interested in the 50% discount on the Hubbli. So so what I want to suggest then is the Hubbli onboarding process is, like this assessment kind of times 100. When schools onboard with Hubbli, let me just share my screen with you. It might make sense to just talk about Hubbli and getting going. Because the 50% discount would only be available today.
Okay.
So I'm just wondering if it makes sense just to jump in to discuss that, to see if that is what you want to do. And if it's not, that's perfectly fine, and we can just do the assessment, the regular assessment. But if you do want to move forward with Hubbli, then we might as well just get that out of the way, because the Hubbli onboarding is like the assessment times 100, because our onboarding process gets really, really in depth. It's much more hands-on with you, and it's the whole training and consulting process to get everything set up for your school. So does it make sense to move to that?
The thing is, yesterday I was speaking with my principal.
Yeah.
And I gave her how do you say it in English? Like the example where you have for the field trips, how much easier it was going to be for them, to do that with the Hubbli. But the thing is, he told me that, well, here in Mexico, you still have to get the parent's signature, the parent's permission slip, everything, and you have to take it to it's called Secretaría de Educación, like this education place where they have to stamp the they have to approve it. They have to approve every field trip, and they have to stamp it, and then you can go. So I don't know.
That would still work.
Yeah, what's going to work for me? Like for example, where I told you for the payments, if they want much, 80% of my students do bank transfers, and I have an app in my. Well, it's not an app, I don't know. If you go onto my website, it says log in for the parents, and there they log in, and they can do the payments through the bank.
Okay.
So I don't know if I was gonna be able to just do it through the Hubbli, or keep paying them to do the bank transfers. You know what I mean? Because they charge me, I don't know how much per month, they do it per student. They charge me per student.
What company is it?
It's called, what is it called? Well, it's only here in Mexicali, Mexico.
Okay.
Yes, and they do like they give each parent like a mailbox where we can send messages and newsletters and do the payments, and that's integrated through my website.
Okay. So it's like a parent portal that handles payments, and it's only
Yes.
in Mexico.
Yes, it's only in Mexico, so I don't know if if Hubbli is gonna work regarding the transfers for the banks. Well, remember you were gonna look into that?
Yeah. So that is one component of Hubbli that's actually an add-on. Um,
Okay.
so everything else in Hubbli is like comes with the essentials package. The actual tuition processing is
Mhm.
is an add-on to Hubbli. So
Okay.
you don't have to pay for that. So
Okay.
if you want to stick with that, then we could just integrate that into your Hubbli site
Okay.
to
And
do the login there.
how much is the Hubbli site?
So Hubbli, for all the features that it has, everything except for the tuition management is
Uh-huh.
$199 a month.
Okay. So it's
So
$200 per month.
yeah,
Okay. And it doesn't matter the amount of students, right?
no,
Okay. And
no,
hello?
yeah, I'm still here.
Oh, okay, sorry. And how would I pay for this? Like, do I have to pay the whole school year in one
No,
payment?
no,
Okay.
you can pay monthly, and if you pay the whole school year
Okay,
on your first year,
just a second. Audi, ¿me traes mis lentes? And what did you tell me right now that it was 50% off?
yeah. So the offer that because you're in the webinar,
Mm-hmm.
and I wouldn't have offered this to you if you weren't in the webinar. So everyone in the webinar that signed up for the assessment gets a 50% discount on the setup fee. So the setup fee for Hubbli, which is what I was going to describe to you, which is our onboarding process.
Mm-hmm.
So that includes all of the training.
Okay.
So there's training. So basically, what we do is this is like the way it works. Like there's an online course, so you can watch videos anytime you want to learn how the features work. And we also do a one-on-one coaching series of one-on-one coaching sessions. So we give you 10 of those. They're
Okay.
10 half-hour one-on-one coaching sessions.
Okay.
And then that's all included. And we set the whole thing up for you. You literally dump everything on us, dump your
Mm-hmm.
database, dump all your forms, all that stuff. And we set it all up for you. Okay. And we'll also set up your site. So if you want to use Hubbli as your website, we'll take everything from your existing site and migrate it over to your Hubbli site for you. And it's all mobile responsive and all that stuff out of the box. And I just want to mention as well, from day one, you have access to all the features. Nothing's held back from you. It's just that we also want to put you through a training program. So that whole onboarding process
Mm-hmm.
basically is $19.99, so $1,999. It's a one-time
Mm-hmm.
fee for that onboarding, that training, the setup, and all that stuff. The web design, all that stuff. It's all $19.99. So you get that at 50% off today for $9.99.
Okay.
So you're getting a whole website, and the website's managed by us going forward, and all of the training and the entire setup of all your forms. We'll make your forms digital. We do all of that for you. You can do all of this yourself. It's the whole system is made so that you can manage it all yourself. But at the beginning, you don't know how. So we want to train you. We want to make sure that really, you've got it all. So we just want you to focus on learning the system. And through the videos and the coaching, you just follow our instructions. And by the end of it, you've got it cold. And while that's happening, our implementation team is setting everything up for you at the same time. Okay. So you don't even have to worry about the sort of the pain in the butt of all of like this whole setup. We take care of that for you. And then it's ready to go. And so that's all. You'll get all of that for just $9.99. And the monthly fee is $199. But if you pay for 12 months in advance, we'll reduce that down. We'll give you a free month.
Okay.
So that's all part of this deal. So you can instead you can pay monthly if you want to. You just won't get that free month.
Okay.
So you don't have to pay it all up front. And a couple of very important things. We have a 100% money back guarantee.
Yes.
No questions asked. Okay. So that goes for 60 days. It does to get the money back. There's a condition in that so it requires you to actually go through our onboarding process. So once you pay, you have to complete the entire onboarding process. And if you do that and you're not happy, then for any reason, we'll give you your money back. And even after the 60 days, let's say 5 months down the road, for whatever reason, it doesn't matter. For whatever reason you want to cancel, you can cancel. This isn't a contract. Like you're not signing up for 3 years or anything like that. You can cancel anytime. We just feel like it's on us to keep you happy. So that's the approach we take with things. So so in regards to the financial side, it's a very low risk in that sense. But if you do get the value for what you pay for.
Okay. So take me through what I will be getting, because it's not very clear to me yet. I just understood.
Feature-wise?
Yes. What? Yes.
Okay.
What? Okay.
Sure.
Yeah.
So let's go from the top. The first thing you get is a website. Okay. Everything that we all the features we deliver, it's all delivered through the vehicle of a website. You can use this website as your main website. So it can be your public-facing website, or it can just be your parent portal. Okay.
So what's the website? Hubbliville?
This is just an example.
Oh, so what would be
whatever you want it to be. This is just an example of what.
Oh, but what's the name of the website?
It'll be whatever you want it to be.
Oh, okay, I understand. So it will stay the same. So if St. Jude Montessori.
Yeah. So St. Jude So the way it works is, a URL, meaning stjudemontessori.com. Is that your website right now?
Yes.
Okay. So technically speaking, stjudemontessori.com. That's what's called a domain name. Okay?
Yes.
And that can point to any website. Okay. So on a technical level, so if that's your domain name, what we will do is we'll create your Hubbli site first. The first step is to create your Hubbli site, and that'll say stjudemontessori.hubbli.com. Okay. But then we'll go in and have your stjudemontessori.com point to your Hubbli site once it's ready. Okay, so nobody has to learn a new website. It's all the same. I just want you to know that. It's just that the initial setup will be stjudemontessori.hubbli.com.
Just for a while, or always.
That doesn't change. So so let's say your parents, they go to the their computer and they type in stjudemontessori.com. That will take them to your Hubbli site. Now, in the address bar, huh?
Okay, I understand.
Yes. So nobody looks at the address bar after they get to where they want to go.
Yes, that's correct. Yes,
So
like
if it says God,
sorry, like I have two domains. One is St.
they
Jude
can
Montessori.
both go there.
Yeah, one I have is like stjudemontessori.com, and the other one is St. Jude Academy of Peace, because on my elementary level, I don't do the Montessori part. So
Okay.
as long, I mean, when the parent just logs in, it takes me just to the Montessori one, even if they are in the even if they are in the elementary part.
We can make that all work however you need it to work.
Okay.
Just let us know what you need. We'll make that work for you.
Okay, great.
Okay, it's just nothing you have to worry about. We know how to get that to work. That's what we're here to do.
Okay.
Okay. The next thing, so that's all, and that Hubbli site, right, is they're very high performing. You're going to get new traffic to that site. It's going to get found on Google searches, and it's secure, and it's easy to update. You can update it anytime you want, or we can do it for you. It's up to you.
Okay.
Okay. Now, when you log in, right, one of the main features of Hubbli is a private social network. So it's like your own Facebook, and every program has a group, right? So like you make groups for anything. It could be a staff group, but generally speaking, all your different classes or rooms, right, have their own group, and also that you can very easily communicate just with the parents of that room. So the groups are all about making it incredibly easy to communicate with sections of parents.
Okay.
With specific groups of parents without having to figure it out. So it helps. So it makes it really easy for you to keep your communications with your parents 100% relevant all the time.
Okay.
And everything is tracked. So inside of those groups, you can send little bite-sized updates. You know, you can send pictures and you can create photo albums. They've got calendars in there, documents, and the forms. Everything that your Hubbli site does can all be done inside the group, right? And then so when something is posted in the group, the parents will get a notification on it, whether it's a message or a newsletter, or it's a new event, or it's anything. It all just sends out notifications to the parents from whoever is posting it. Okay. And they can come to the email, and they can come to the mobile, into the phone as well as a text. And now the really important thing is that parents can just reply right from there. They don't have to log in. So one thing that we're very, very specific on is that parents should not generally have to log in to the system to find something or to respond. It should just come to them wherever they like to get their notifications, right? And then if they want to respond, they can just do it right from there, right from where they see the notification. They can just hit reply, rather than having to go log into a system, which just means you get big drop off in engagement. So this is how to keep the engagement up, right? And if they reply, if they ask a question or something without logging in, what happens is, because Hubbli's managing that communication.
Sorry, just a question.
Yeah.
When the parents receive the text on their mobile phone, do they have to like download the app, or how does it work?
It comes as a text message. It works on any type of phone. They don't have to have it. It works. It's a text. It's a text message. It's not a mobile app notification.
So I have to have their phone numbers.
If they want to receive text messages from the system, then yes, and they can put that in themselves, by the way.
Okay.
So everybody has a profile on the system. We're going to upload all that stuff for you. You can just send it to your database. We'll make all the profiles for you. We set it all up for you. But going forward, if you get a new parent in the middle of the year or at any point in time, it's really easy to add a new family, right? and
And it
every
doesn't,
parent.
it doesn't matter that the phones are in Mexico, right?
No,
Okay.
that's fine.
Okay.
And then as well, every group has a calendar, right?
Okay.
So so parents can log in and see any particular calendar. Either if they go to the school-wide calendar, it only
Mm-hmm.
shows them what matters to them, meaning it filters away events that are not connected to them through the group. Okay. And they don't. The other thing is that they don't have to log in because they can synchronize these calendars with their device. So if they
Okay.
have an iPhone or an Android phone, they can just click on that button below the calendar, and it'll automatically send the events to their phone that they need to see.
Okay,
Okay.
great.
Another feature that is really important is a newsletter feature. So this can be sent from within the group, or you as the administrator can send this to the whole school. It's a newsletter, and it's just uh, this is like when you want to do something that's not just like a small little update to a certain group of parents, you might want to send a more, maybe you went on this big field trip and you want to share pictures.
Mhm.
You can actually do that in a couple different ways, but in any event, the newsletter feature gives you like templates to start from. So when you want to send a more nicely designed message that has your logo and it's beautiful and it's got, it's rich and it's got, so that's what newsletters are for.
Mhm.
And it's got all the features that you would use in other tools like Constant Contact or MailChimp or what have you. And you can create a newsletter, and you can even schedule it to go out at a later date. It's a great tool. And you're always, again, you're able to track to know who opened it, who read it, and replied or whatnot. It gives you all those statistics. And then the digital forms, as you were talking about, right? So the digital forms here, you can, so in the instance of a field trip, and that's just one type of form, right? Like our digital form tool handles every single type of form that you can think of that you would ever need. And it's not just forms that parents fill out, it's also forms that teachers fill out, like documentations and reports and scope and sequences and progress reports and incident reports and behavior reports, anything, any type of data that you collect by paper, you can do with our digital form feature. So,
Okay.
but to your specific question about the field trips, if you need to print it off and get it stamped by somebody in the government, that's no problem. You can do that. The parents can sign this, and then you can print
They sign it there in the like they receive
the
the
phone.
notification on the phone and they can sign it there.
Yes,
A digital signature. Okay, that's great.
yeah. And if
And
you
they
want, they can pay too with a credit card if you want to do that as well.
okay.
The forms also take payments, but only credit card.
Okay.
Okay, and but that's if you want to use it, So it's great for lunches or field trips or yearbooks or whatever. Okay, and then so the signature happens there, and then also at that point you can set up automated steps. Like when a form is submitted, you can then trigger like a message to somebody, or a task to a staff member. Like we don't just collect the form data. We can
Mhm.
also create like workflow processes that work automatically after the form is submitted. And we set all that up for you. So it's all custom, and we show you how to do it as well. But it's we make sure that all your processes are set up.
Okay.
And this is just another example, like of a teacher filling out a form. The parents can, let's say the teacher fills out an incident report, and then you want to send a notification to the parents, because when there's an incident, it's the type of thing that you have to notify a parent about, right?
Mhm.
So the parent can just get an email with the information automatically, or you can add another step. You could first go to an administrator who then reads it over, and then clicks approve, and then it goes to the parent. So like whatever your process needs to be, we can set it up for you. So our tool is, advanced and can handle any process that you have. And then as well, every child has.
Sorry for interrupting, but
Yeah.
like let's say there's a problem in one of the classrooms, and they want to send a report to one of the students, but we don't allow the teacher to send it directly to the parents before it goes through the principal. So
it goes to the principal first.
And then the principal signs it, like,
They
okay.
don't even need.
Doesn't okay,
Yeah.
okay. It says, okay, I okay the.
Yeah.
Okay, and then it goes through.
So it can be as simple as the principal gets the notification,
Mm-hmm.
opens it up, reads it, and one tap says approve, and
Mm-hmm.
then it goes to the parent.
Okay, that's good.
Yeah.
Okay.
Or it could be more steps. It doesn't matter. It could be, it goes to 3 people. It's like whatever, maybe it goes to the principal and then it goes to the lawyer and then it goes, like whatever your process is.
Okay,
Okay, yeah. So we can add as many steps as you need. And then as well, another key feature is, I jumped over. Every child has a records page. So all the forms submitted for a child are automatically organized on the student's page.
okay.
So all their records are there. So you have you have an administrative dashboard where all this information comes in, and you can search and query and print them off or export them at any point in time for the whole school. Really easy, but it's easy to dig in and find information. But always, everything that's submitted for a child goes to the student's page, and that page is privately accessible to the parents of that child and whatever staff member needs access.
Excuse me. Do you have like something where the teachers can upload like their lesson plans?
Yeah. So we have schools doing that. You can the teacher can actually create individualized lesson plans, right?
Okay.
For every child, and update them or review them and share, automatically share that with the parents. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Also, we have schools that like create kind of like what's it called, like a rubric or kind of like a lesson plan, but like uh, things that the teachers can select. So it's not like they have to like come up with the lesson plan. Like it's all pre-uploaded, and then the teachers can just select it from an existing list of lesson plans and ideas, and then apply that to the students.
Okay, because like my principals, like the teachers send their lessons plans through the email or just give them to her directly. So maybe if they upload their lessons plans here through the Hubbli, the principal can just like check them out and said and do some observations and return them to them. Can that work?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Okay.
Yep. So like, yeah, so that could be, the process. Like as an example, the teacher fills out the lesson plan, and then it goes to the principal. She either reviews it. She can get a notification at that point, or she can just look if she wants to. She doesn't have to get a notification, but usually you just by default the notification goes to the principal, and then she reviews it and approves it or not.
Okay, great.
Yeah. So all that stuff is totally automated by the system. So it really simplifies everybody's process and shortens the time it takes to accomplish all these things, right? So the teacher, all they have to do is do the lesson plan and then done. They don't have to then send a separate email, and then the principal doesn't have to chase anybody. It's automatically sent to the principal. They can read it, and just one tap on their in their email, like one click or one tap, and then the next step, whatever next step happens.
Okay.
And it can be adjusted too at any point. If like, oh well, we want to add another step, so you can just add another step in at any point in time.
Okay.
Another really handy tool is our scheduling tool. So this is really handy for parent-teacher conferences or school tours for like prospective families. So it just makes it much easier for the parents. They can schedule things from at any location. They don't have
Mm-hmm.
to come into the school and walk around. Usually there's like paper on the windows or on the doors, right? So
Yeah.
this makes it much easier, and it'll send reminders automatically to the parents, so like they show up more, they don't forget, things like that.
Okay.
Yeah, and then this is our invoicing tool. This is like the tuition management system. This is that one add-on that you can decide to use or not. Um, and so I would suggest signing up today and then figuring out if you want to use our tuition system down the road. This
Oh,
this is an additional fee for this. This is this is $99 a month extra.
oh, okay.
Okay, so but again, it only makes sense to use it if we can do the bank transfers. Um, and then just on a service level, like we're very heavy on customer support. You can always call us or schedule with a call us, email us, create a support ticket, or you can also look up. We have a lot of manuals online. You can find like step-by-step how-to manuals for everything. Um, and then I've already kind of explained our onboarding process, which is really the last part of the presentation.
Mm-hmm.
So like I said, today you can get this entire onboarding for $9.99 rather than $19.99.
I'm not going to be able to confirm you today. I have to go. I mean, I'm not at school right now. I stayed at home, so I'm gonna go to school like in 2 more hours, and I have to talk to the principals, and maybe I can confirm you on Monday.
Uh, um, can I ask how like what's stopping you?
Well, just like tell them what the features are, and and um and and just show them to them because yesterday, as I told you, I talked to the one in the principal in the preschool area. So she had a lot of questions regarding because we're in Mexico and it's a whole different system. And
Mhm.
we were just looking into one of like more or less similar to Hubbli, but it's not so academic. It's like an app and like more it's more just parent teacher communication. The
Mhm.
problem with my school was we had a lot of teachers were using the WhatsApp. I mean, everybody and during the classrooms, even the principal, like, okay, send me so and so to the office, and she even, I mean, used that device, and I don't want I don't want them using that. Even with the parents, I mean, they were just speaking back and forth the whole day, and a lot of communication gets misinterpreted, and there
Yes,
was yes, it was causing a lot of problems. So
and you don't have access to that conversation.
yes, that's correct. I don't have
Whereas with
access.
Hubbly, whereas with Hubbly, by the way, I want you to know you actually have full records of all of those conversations.
Mhm.
So they don't even have to download an app. They're just replying back and forth from email. But Hubbly is still managing that conversation, so it gets tracked as a private message thread between those two users. And so if you do need to look something up and see like what actually was said, it's right there. You
Okay.
can just go to their profile and look at it,
Okay.
which actually can be quite important in some scenarios.
Mhm.
Because WhatsApp is obviously you can't access somebody's, you know,
Yes, yes.
account. So it's different here because it's like having WhatsApp, but you're giving them the user account.
Mm-hmm.
So it's you have full control and oversight.
Okay.
So listen, I totally understand wanting to make a decision with with your team. I mean, at the same time, like I just wonder, like, what questions are holding you back? Like, I guess what I'm wondering is, at this point, do you see this as the right solution? And like, are you yourself convinced that you should move forward? Or are you yourself not confident yet?
No, we are. I mean, I really liked it. But I mean, I have to be like, as I said, it's a very small school. The fee is in dollars. We have everything here in pesos, and it's right now the exchange rate is 20 pesos to a dollar. And I mean, and I have to see the way where I'm going to charge the student. I mean, it's going to be like probably like $15 per student per year, like for them to get the Hubbli, which is going to be like 300 pesos. So I mean, that's what I have to see, how I'm going to charge them, how we're going to receive. I mean, receive that money. I mean, I understand the $1,000. I mean, it's going to be like the school has to put up with that. I mean, has to put that money in. But the other part, the $200 monthly fee.
So this is where the assessment might come in handy. Let's take a look at something here, okay?
Okay.
So one of the parts of the assessment will generally make things, I mean, this is just helpful information in any event, which is why we do it as a separate service in the assessment. Just give me a second, I'll pull it up here. So what I want to do here is I want to plug in your numbers into this calculator and get some clarity on what things are costing and what the result would be if everything was improved incrementally by a small amount. Okay. Mm-hmm. So what would you say? So first of all, how many students do you guys have in total?
102.
Okay, 102. And so I've got this in dollars. So if we could do the exchange, like, what do you pay on average to your employees for hourly wage on average?
Oh, I really don't know. Let me see.
And I don't want to sound rude or condescending. This is information you should know if you're running a business.
No,
yes.
That's
why we're running through this.
Yes, but here in Mexico, we don't do it like per hour. I mean, I pay them like, it's 4,000 pesos every 15 days, which would be 8,000 pesos a month.
Okay, right. Okay, 8,000 pesos a month. And how many days do they work?
They work Monday through Friday.
Yeah, so 20 days, right? And how many hours per day?
8 hours.
Okay, so 50 pesos a day. Now let's take that and so it's what's the exchange rate?
20.
So
20 to 1.
Right. So hold on. So we'll say US dollars, so they fit, so 50 pesos, Mexican. Oops. No. So $2. Wow. $2 and so 2.66 per hour. That's what people get paid.
Terrible.
Okay. It's Mexico. It's different.
Mm-hmm.
And how many employees are in your administration?
22.
Administration.
Oh, not teachers, just
No,
administration.
yeah.
Okay, administration. 2, 3, 4, 5.
Okay. How many people deal with hiring, human resources?
Just one.
Okay. How many people deal with accounting?
Just one.
Okay. And how many teachers?
10.
Okay. And how many communication tools are being used across your school?
2.
I don't believe that. So only 2 with all your teachers and
Well, they just use the Facebook.
yeah,
Yeah, we have Facebook. The school has the Facebook and
yeah.
and the and the WhatsApp. I mean,
Yeah.
yeah.
And what about email? You guys send emails?
Oh yeah, sorry, email. Yeah, email.
Okay. Now, do you only use one email tool, or are there multiple email tools? Like, do you ever send newsletters with a separate email tool?
No, they only use one email.
Okay. And do you use paper?
Yes.
Okay. Do you have any spreadsheets?
No. Well, we sent the newsletter by paper.
Okay. So paper. Okay. So so we're at like.
And you know what? They also have the agendas. The children take home the daily planners.
Okay.
Yeah.
So Facebook. Um, WhatsApp.
Agenda,
Agendas. Paper.
newsletter. Yeah. Uh-huh.
Emails. And do you have any type of database system?
No.
Okay, so it's paper files.
Yes.
So paper forms. Okay. Oops. All right. 7. Okay. So now, so those are the people counts. Okay. Now
Okay.
down here, it's monthly hours applied to different activities. So
Okay.
these what we have here is. So I'm just going to get the actual standards here. So so we've got onboarding new students. How many hours is spent by the person that deals with onboarding, like so new students, like enrollment,
Mhm.
admissions? Managing prospects. Did you say 25 hours a month?
Yes.
Okay. Dealing with invoicing, accounts receivables. So like just making sure money's collected from parents. Would you say 20 hours a month is right?
Yes.
Okay. And would you say that issuing communications to parents is 50 hours per month?
Yes, that would be correct.
Okay. And collecting forms, would you say 30 hours a month?
Mhm.
And then managing information between software applications. we've got 5. So generally speaking, it's usually about 2 hours per tool, like keeping them up to date and using them and all that stuff per month.
Mhm.
So if we've got 7, I'm going to put 14. That's kind of a standard. I'm willing to adjust it, but so what we're doing here is we're calculating over here what you're spending on these activities, okay, based off your hourly wage, um, which is yeah, of course low. Of course, Mexico is different. Um, how much paper do you think you go through on a monthly basis in the office that you pay for?
Oh, it's a lot. I mean, it's quite a lot. And also
So the average is actually 2,000
Mhm.
sheets of paper. So if you
Mhm.
want, we can stick with the average just for now. Obviously, this could be adjusted at some point. And then
Okay.
forms sent per month. So uh, how many forms are sent per month? Would you say that like at least 2 forms are sent per child per month,
Yes.
or 2 sheets? Let's just say 2 sheets of paper. Okay, so let's say 204. Okay. Um, Now down here, okay. So let's first take a look at um, the expense. So based on these hours, right, and these people on a $2, $2.66 average hourly wage, you're looking at spending basically $3,900 a month on that time.
Okay.
What is your tuition
My tuition is
eh,
3,000 in pesos. 3,800
per month or
per
yearly?
month. No, per month. 3,800 pesos.
Okay, so 38
100.
times. So are they in for like 10 months or 12
11.
months?
11.
11. Okay, so 4180 pesos. So that's 2,000. Okay. All right. Um, so we're converting all this to U.S. dollars. So you're spending 30. So basically, your total cost right now is actually $4,358 a month. So basically $4,400 a month on people managing like the communication, not teaching, not what you're paying for teachers teaching. This is what you're spending on people managing communication, like the school management, like all the processes and the steps and the sending and the filling out paper and all that stuff. Okay,
Okay.
so if you can improve that, if you can cut that down to a third, which you really should be able to do with a digital tool,
Mm-hmm.
right? So you could save on that time uh, $3,125. So
Mm-hmm.
that could be a savings, a pretty substantial savings. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
and this is like one of the biggest impacts that you could make for the school, and 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 then on the other side, when we're talking about like the revenue, right? So let's say you're at 102 students, okay, and
Mm-hmm.
let's just say that right now, what is your current retention rate right now? So you said you have 30, so you're at about a 70%. Let's call it 71% retention rate. Yeah,
Yeah.
you have 102, you've got 30 spots to fill. That's about a 71%. Okay, so now what percentage of your new families do you think come from word of mouth referrals?
Like 50%.
Okay, all right. And what percentage of your families come from internet marketing?
Yeah, the other 50.
Okay, the other 50. Okay. So if you can improve these elements, right, by 10%, only by 10%, you're looking at a revenue boost of $20,000.
Okay.
Okay. And so if we take the revenue boost and the savings, you're looking at in your first year um, of a net margin of about $56,000. So here's what I want to ask you. This is what I want to ask you, because I have this conversation with people in your position all the time, right? Are your principals, are the people that you're making a decision with or relying on to make a decision, are they considering all of this stuff?
No, well, no, they don't know it.
Okay. So who is the right person to make the decision? The person that knows this, because this is like the business, right? This is whether you're a nonprofit or whatever you are, it's still a business. So this is like the business planning side. So the question is like who like who who's responsible for making this decision?
Yes, well, I'm the one that's responsible, but I really wanna. I mean, it's not. It's 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 quite a lot of money. I mean, we're a small, as I'm saying, we're a small school. I mean, I want to be. I prefer to be 100% sure to take the step. It doesn't matter if I don't get the 50% discount, but be 100% sure.
Okay. So does the 60-day money back guarantee, because you can't be 100% sure. That's not possible. So, and that's why we offer the 60-day money back guarantee.
Okay, so what I paid yesterday, the assessment was for just for this, like to see the calculate, to see the numbers,
It's
or
for
just
this. Also, there's a section that we didn't do. That was that's for your website, your current website, which we can take a look at now. So what is what is the website that you want to review?
St Jude Montessori.com.
Okay, your website is in bad shape. And I don't mean to be rude or anything, but the truth is this is the lowest score I've actually seen. But actually, what's really neat is that you got 10 out of 10 on security. So good for you on that one, because that's the one that nobody usually has. So performance-wise, what we're seeing here is that it's a bit of a slow page load. That there's a lot of what this means here, page requests. That means that the pages, like when they load on the browser, there's too many server calls. So there's too many things that are running on those pages. So something that would slow down the page. It's not mobile friendly, right? So you got 0 to 30 on that. That's really, really important because Google, so the majority of browsing happens on a mobile device today, right? And Google will lower you in the ranking. So if someone does a search for a school like yours in your area, you like if they're on a mobile phone and you don't have a mobile website, Google will not present you on the mobile phone. They know if you're, so that's something that's going to really hurt you as far as being found by new students. Search, so SEO stands for search engine optimization, and that means that there's things happening on the actual web pages, the content of the web pages, meaning like what we're talking about is keywords that you would want to be found on. So as an example, like Montessori school in Mexico, just as an example, right? So, like let's say you wanted when people went and did a search for Montessori schools in Mexico, you would want to be found, right? So you need to take that keyword and you have to put it on the pages in the right places. And there's a bunch of places, and what we're seeing here is that you're not utilizing those locations on the page, and that means Google again will not put you on the results.
Okay.
Or you'll be lower than you could be.
Okay.
And the top three spots are really the important ones. And then you're getting a 10 out of 10 on security, which is good because it's just important.
Okay.
So, but overall, it's 39 out of 100 is what your site got. So that is something that you really want to address. So again, all the other things aside, right? Like for $1,000, you could get a website today that will have all of that stuff taken care of.
Mm-hmm.
And if that gets you one student, you're actually making a profit.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
So you have to remember that we're helping you on the enrollment as well, not just on reducing your work, and making things easier. We're also going to help you be found by new students, new families.
Okay. Will you be sending me this information, or can I download it? Everything we talked about?
Yeah, I'll send you a recording of this.
Okay. Okay, but not the PowerPoint presentation, no?
I can send that too, separately, yeah.
Okay, yeah.
I can send you the PowerPoint and this recording, and if you want, I can send you a quote with the discount applied to it, which you can just pay online with a credit card.
Okay.
And that discount will expire today, or you can sign up whenever at our regular rates. And we're happy, we're very excited to bring you on at any point in time.
Okay.
Of course. I would like to see you get, a big discount. For obvious reasons, I think you'll just be happier. It's better, you know what I mean? Like,
yes.
Here's the reality. If there's any reasons that your principals or whatever don't want to use Hubbli, I'm pretty confident that it's just going to be because like I'll have a response that will alleviate that concern.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like if there's a question or we have to do this or et cetera, like I promise you Hubbli can handle any of your needs, right? And that's why we make that commitment, that 100% money back guarantee.
Okay.
So
great.
if you're it sounds like from our conversation you really need the solution.
Mm-hmm.
If you're losing 30 families out of 102, that's a big hit, and it sounds like it's happening because of communication, and so we've got an urgency here to number one, find new families, right?
Mm-hmm.
And number two, keep them. You have to work on both. And Hubbli is a tool. That's our whole purpose is here for that. Right? That's why we exist. So,
I'll go. I mean, I'm on my way over there right now. The thing is, I mean, I'm not alone in the business. I mean, it's not just me. It's the other person. We're 50 on it, but the other person doesn't speak any English. So that's why she told me to take care of it. But I have to go over there. I'm going to download everything you sent me. I mean, right here, it's only 12 o'clock, and maybe we'll make a decision like in an hour and a half.
Yeah, I mean, so for me, it's 3 o'clock. So my day ends in a couple hours, and I don't want you to I don't want you to feel pressured. It's just we can't. I mean, this is a big discount we're offering, and we have to be very limited with what we do, and that's why we only offer it to, like, a very limited number of people.
Okay. Okay, great. Then I'll look forward to seeing you
Yeah,
soon. Okay.
you'll get an email in a little while.
Okay. Thank you very much for everything.
You're welcome. Have a great day.
You too. Bye bye.